up on that, Jeff.
Okay.
Best song ever.
Ever.
Oh, wait, that's your band's name.
Fallout.
It's the best band ever.
The best band ever.
But I love the song.
Well, that's Suffocation.
There's a song called
Suffocation, the best
It was
band,
back in the
the
day.
best death metal
Yeah,
band
yeah.
ever.
No, but they had a love song called "Wish You Were Here,"
Aww.
which I love. That's my
We're gonna
favorite
crank it up
Fallout.
after.
Okay.
That's my
Are we
favorite
good?
Fallout
Hold
song.
on a second, let me just drink a few of these.
And then Frank the Tank is gonna sing Rudolph, Suffocation style.
Right.
Is it the
Oh
end
no,
of
my
the love
hat!
Oh, it's perfect.
Honey, help me.
Let's see that. Hold on.
Oh, you keep it too far.
Okay.
Wow, it's so perfect.
Guys, it'll happen again. What? I can't move my hat. Now how am I gonna look at Connie?
That's perfect.
I'm gonna be
Look
like,
at you
oh,
guys
I'm
like-
gonna
Look
be
at you guys
like,
like, what's up?
hello,
Hello.
I'm Lester. I had a ventriloquist style brim.
Okay.
You don't know much about me, do you?
Okay, go.
She was trying to
I was. Alright, God, do what you gotta do. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to me, go ahead.
That's alright.
We
I'll
gotta-
text you later.
Chris-
I'll text.
Chris
Okay,
is
we're
in
going.
I'll tweet you later. I'll tweet you. No worries. Everybody just talks through tweeting and Instagram and Facebook now. It's unbelievable. No one speaks anymore. Alright. Hello. I can't look at you. My head's getting full. Cheers.
Don't forget what I said.
Oh, you should give me a blue straw. I really should.
You're up first.
I gotta go back.
5, 4, 3.
Happy Friday! You guys ready for the best show ever?
Ever!
Yeah! You're watching Dig Out with
Ever,
Freddie
ever.
and Chrissy. It's our holiday Christmas
Yes!
show, dude!
We haven't worn our hats in a year.
I'm your host, Connie Enriquez, my crazy co-host, Chrissy Bogue.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, everybody.
Oh my God, we don't have our pink Christmas tree.
Oh my God, what the heck? Can someone go get
It's at
Andrew, can you go find it?
It's in Chrissy's living
No,
room.
no, it's in there.
No,
That
it's
pink-
in your living room. You took it home.
I didn't take that one
Yeah, you
home.
did.
Remember I bought us the little war? No, I'm
Like
right.
you did.
James is already wrapping us up. Where you gotta go, James?
Let's go on a date.
Happy
Oh,
holidays,
a date with Melissa? You're already
everyone.
going.
This is one of the best weekends ever, man.
I know. I'm
It's
so
freaking
excited.
Christmas weekend.
Do you have everything done though? I know.
Totally.
No.
I don't know. We'll be shopping crazy tomorrow, but
Oh
hey,
God, you guys are going to the mall.
of course.
You are?
Maybe
You're
let's go
nuts.
shopping.
You better go early in the morning.
You know, I thought I did everything online, but it just never seems
You didn't do
enough. It never
It's
seems
never
enough.
enough. It's never enough.
never enough, right?
You're tracking the package.
Yes. Meanwhile, I realized there was a package
It's still in
I didn't
China.
get. Right.
Mine is still in China for my nephew. No, really, my Diana's yelling at me. She's like, we should have did Amazon Prime. I'm like, well, it's come from China. All right? I don't know what to tell you. I tried to save a few
What did
dollars.
you get from China?
In case Mason's watching, I can't say.
We got a bunch of stuff from China too. We're still
You
waiting
did?
for it. Yes.
How do you like the...
I'll let you know when I arrives and whether it's a piece of crap
I don't
or
think it's
not.
the real stuff. I think they assembled it themselves.
I feel like it too. I feel like it's cheesy.
Guys,
Don't chew on it, you'll get sick.
Exactly.
Oh, great. My poor nephew. That's great. Here you go. Here's your Lego that should have been in a box, but it's in this bubble wrap from China. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
He's going to be so confused. Where's the box, Aunt Kiki? It's in China.
You know what? It was cheaper without the box. Forget the box. You
Don't
don't
worry
need the
about
box.
Exactly. Extra shipping cost.
Exactly.
They took the pieces out of the... I still don't understand. Why can't you just ship the whole box?
I don't understand it either.
Okay, maybe Brimstone can tell us.
Brimstone will enlighten us. But anyway, we're super excited. It's the best weekend of the year ever. It's the holiday season. It's the
That's
time
right.
to be merry.
We're drinking our...
Have fun. Don't forget, have a cocktail. I'm sure you all went to the store today, got your Anna Cornu.
That's right.
Rose, because of course that's where you have to be
Rosé.
drinking.
It's a sparkling
Come on.
rosé.
The best drink ever.
I never liked wine until I started drinking that because I like champagne, so I like it bubbly.
And I never liked rosé until I tried this rosé.
Right, because
it's
it
not
tastes
as
like
sweet.
right.
And it's like a mixture of like strawberries.
It's a
and
dry
like,
rosé.
Totally, totally amazing.
It's like a strawberry taste, right?
Yeah, totally. We love it. So, all right. So you had an amazing
We're
week.
drinking it.
Obviously, you were hanging out with your honeys, Andrew.
That's right.
And what's so great?
Oh, it's not okay.
Look at that. And what
So-
we love is
Yes,
like
yes.
you guys hung out in Northport.
Well, hold on. Don't jump that one yet, because this is where we had our first date almost a year ago at Menino's by me in Oakdale. So we
No.
went back.
No. We had our first date
Oh,
at Menino's.
that's right. I'm sorry.
Don't
Correction.
you dare,
Connie
Andrew.
and I-
Try to
that's
step
Wait,
in.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did. Connie and I had our first date. No, we had our first
Unbelievable.
date at GT's at
No,
Menino's.
but it was Menino's in Oakdale.
right, fine. What did we eat? A chicken Menino?
I don't
Sure,
know.
we got the
I
chicken.
guarantee.
We met that guy.
John, one of the owners.
And then
We met him at the 7-Eleven. I always
Who
forget
is
his
it?
name.
Ilio.
No!
It
is like that.
Sort of.
No, hold on. It's going to bother me.
Yilu?
No, he's Italian. Oh, God.
Is he
E2. It's E2.
E2.
E2. He's the best waiter there.
It was the beginning when we first started our show. We'd go to Madhouse TV because that was our original studio.
That's right,
We'd
Deer
go to
Park.
Menino's for dinner.
Yeah.
And we met E2.
And what did he give me?
We were like out of our minds. We're like,
Very
oh my
nice.
God, we just started a show. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
So really that was
And what did I ask him and he gave it to me?
What'd you want?
Remember I wanted the scraper thing that scrapes the
Oh,
table?
my God.
And he gave me one, guys.
He
I
did.
got it.
He did.
Connie
He
was
pocketed
mortified when I
was
asked
like-
for it. I was like, no, my mom really needs it.
But Menino's. All right, so that
We
was
love
one of
Menino's.
our first dates, but okay, you can give it to Andrew.
That's fine.
I'll
So
give it to you.
we had our first date there with our friends set us up with Seth and Larry. Shout out to them. Larry's our biggest fan.
We love
Larry.
that was set.
We love them.
Mhm.
And we went back last weekend
That was
for our
awesome.
second
Oh,
Now, wait,
Yes,
what
they-
location did you go to?
Oakdale. Back
Oh, you went to our location.
Yes, I went to our location. Don't be jealous.
Our location.
What
Don't.
the heck?
We sat in the same table. Right, honey?
You're like E2.
Yep.
Let's celebrate. Great.
E2 didn't even care about me. He walked right by me.
Whatever.
Yeah, 'cause I was there.
That's right.
Forget
He
him.
was scared.
But also, I heard you hung out in Northport.
Yes. So
Because
Andrew
is
grew
from
up there,
Northport.
which
That's
I've never
just
been
a
to before.
Beautiful place.
very beautiful, especially this time of year. They have the Christmas tree. But so there's the Christmas tree.
That's so pretty. Isn't that so
Best
sweet?
place ever.
Where'd we go? Skippers for
Skipper's Pub.
Skippers Pub.
We
For
love,
us.
It's a little odd there.
we love Maroni's.
I know.
That's
We'll
like the
do that. We'll
unstoppable.
do
But that's like
food.
unstoppable. They give you
Unstoppable
food.
food. You want
I
to
don't
throw
know if I
up at
could.
the
Yeah,
end.
I don't know if I would like that.
It's
You
an
like it.
experience.
Jeff goes, you would like it. I think they give me General Tso's, Jeff.
You're not particular.
Maybe.
If they give me
Yeah, you know what?
unlimited.
No,
won't
Jeff,
like
she
it.
will not
She
like
won't
the
like
food
it.
there.
She
She
won't
will
like
All right,
not
so
like
Jeff,
the
you're
food
out.
there.
Oh, so Jeff's taking it
You're
It's
back.
like
You're out.
spare ribs,
You're
sushi, steak,
I don't eat
pasta.
sushi.
It's like a mixture of everything.
I don't eat sushi, guys.
Doesn't matter.
But you know
pass
what?
It. You pass on.
I loved walking around the town. It was beautiful. We went in all the different shops there. It's so pretty there. Oh, and actually, when we were there was somebody getting married, and we jumped in the background of their picture with all the groomsmen.
Oh, you did a photo.
Yeah,
bomb?
because we couldn't get through. They were on the dock. And they're like, how are you going to get through? I'm like, I'm just going to jump in the background. So me and Andrew are in the back of their picture. They were all
Photo bomb.
wasted. They were wasted.
I love it. That's
They were
the
like
way to do it.
20-something years old getting married.
Too young.
You think it's too young?
Hashtag too
Well, he
young.
met his soulmate early on.
I don't believe it.
No.
No.
Oh, all right. The
Divorce.
audience is
Who you
screaming
were when you're
stuff at
20 is totally different than who you are now.
You think so?
Alright, yeah. I
Word.
do.
Oh, we
Yeah,
got a. Oh, well,
totally.
wow. The audience
Yeah,
is very
I
lively about
concur.
that.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow. I concur. We got it. All
And not to
right.
discourage anyone who's already married. Good luck. All right.
All right. Well, you're headed for
Just
divorce.
saying.
Anybody who got married in their 20s, according to Connie, you're headed for divorce.
It's
Just
true.
saying, who you are now.
Happy
is
holidays.
different.
You'll be divorced by the new year. Congrats, guys. All
Just
right.
keep growing and evolving. And
Is
that's
that my
it.
mom texting, Jeff?
I'm going back and forth with that.
Your mom's
I'm
like, what's
concerned.
going
It's
on?
the picture sideways. It's
Uh-oh.
for some reason it's coming out sideways.
All right,
All
James
right,
or
don't
Jeff,
worry.
can you fix them?
No, forget it.
No, it's not
Forget
James,
it.
it's-
All right, so we had a wonderful time though in Northport and
And
at
a
our
big shout
first
out to
date in
Andrew, who
Menino's.
I love because he is
Oh.
actually a big dog lover.
Oh, that's the
So
only reason why I
here
love
he is with his nephew.
No.
Oh,
Pumpkin.
unbelievable! Why'd you do
Look
that?
at that face.
Oh, God.
Look
When
at
did you do
that
that?
face.
Oh,
Andrew's like, that's
embarrassing.
right.
That's embarrassing.
You
Look
didn't do
at
a selfie with me.
Pumpkin's face. He loves him. He loves his
Wow.
little uncle.
He's cheating
it's
on me.
great. It's
Well,
great.
He's cheating on me. I don't like it, guys. Nope.
Look at Pumpkin's face. He's like, okay, I'm not taking.
Where
this
was I?
shot.
Where
you
was
were
I?
right next to him.
No.
Oh, that's
You're
nice.
right
You did
next
something
to
behind my back. You're a liar.
It's unbelievable.
Mom? My mom's gonna text Jeff now.
Anyway, I love that Andrew's a big dog lover. That's so
Yeah,
sweet.
he is.
That
That's
means
great.
a lot
Wonderful.
when
Congrats,
When a
guys.
guy loves a dog. Come on.
He paid more attention to pumpkin last week than me.
Oh, that's
Never
so not
happened.
true.
Yeah,
That's so
it
not
happened.
true.
It happened.
Anyway, we had a very
Whatever.
busy week too. Okay, moving right along. We had a great time. We actually had
great.
fun. We went to Brooklyn.
The Pen Club?
No, before that we went. Well, actually after that, but it's all not in order. We
Okay.
went to the induction of
Is
our
that-
new judge in Brooklyn, Elena Barron.
Very
And we
nice.
had a
Very
great
nice.
time. There she is, so gorgeous, and she's the first elected Russian judge in the
Wow.
whole country.
In the whole country.
Nice.
And Jeff's got her?
That's right.
Okay.
Giselle.
So
Breaking
Wow.
ceilings, breaking ceilings.
That's
breaking
right. So
barriers.
how amazing that when she first came to the country, did not speak any English.
That's so amazing.
24 years later, she is
Wow.
the first elected Russian judge.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Amazing.
What's
Big
her first
congrats,
name?
Elena
Elena?
Barron. Yep.
And meanwhile, I thought it was a thing for Jeff. I'm writing congrats to Jeff.
Everyone else did.
Congrats,
Susan
Jeff.
Mullen did.
He became a
Everyone
judge.
Did. That's
I
right.
thought Jeff became a judge
She
overnight.
did tell me that.
But if you notice, we were just like, oh, thanks so much, thanks so much. We're like, "Arr."
Meanwhile, I'm sending balloons
I
and
know.
confetti to Jeff.
So
That's cool.
sweet. But anyway, a big congrats to Elena Barron. We're very proud of her. She did
That's
an
very
amazing
nice.
job. It was a great induction, and again, it was in Brooklyn.
Very nice.
And then we also had a great holiday party at the Penn Club in New York City.
Where Giselle belongs.
That's
to.
right, where Jeff belongs to. We both belong to.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
Didn't mean to
easy.
knock you out.
And we
hon.
went to hang out with Natalie and Frank too, so we had
Oh,
a great time.
thanks for inviting me
Yeah.
and Andrew,
I
guys.
know,
Yeah,
next
thanks.
year.
Oh, next year I gotta wait.
Right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And that was inside
Oh.
the Penn Club, which is so beautiful.
A live performance?
That's right.
Who was it?
There was a
Fallout?
band. There was a band there.
Dave
And then-
Matthews.
That's right.
How great. I missed Dave
We had
Matthews.
front row. I didn't want to say anything.
Oh my
I
God.
know.
Front row at the
So
staircase.
yes, that was Penn Club.
Did Frank Mullen get up
Amazing.
and do Rudolph?
He
That's
did.
all I
He
care about.
did. Like, oh my God, is that Frank of Suffocation? And Penn Club was like all in like, you know. having a
Everybody was
party.
throwing themselves
Yeah.
at
And
Frank
I was
Mullen.
like, let me get up front for the crab
Na-
legs.
Natalie had to knock biatches out.
Can I get up front for the crab legs?
Exactly. The crab legs. But thank God, because this has been a crazy week for us both. We've
I
been
know.
holiday shopping, getting our stuff ready for the weekend, and thank God we were able to do that because, of course, Rock and Wellness.
That's right, baby. Rock and wellness. Gives us energy. I had mine earlier today. That was my only lunch. That was my only lunch.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
No, but it gives you energy for a very long time. That's why I love it. It's a
It-
superfood smoothie. That's what I love about it.
And what's so amazing is,
Antioxidants.
Yep.
You get everything.
and actually this week I was out of unsweetened vanilla almond milk.
Oh, what'd you use?
So what I did was
Tito's?
I could
Imagine
have.
you
I
use
should
Tito's.
have. I would have.
It's
no.
gluten free.
I know.
It would have went right with it, Connie.
Right. So what I did was I did water
hmm
and I did like a scoop of half and half.
Wait, you know what? I'm going to say something right now. You
Yeah.
used to make fun of me when I said
I
remember the
really
beginning? I didn't use
totally
use
did.
almond milk. I used to use water. And Connie looked at me like in
I was like,
disgust.
"Wah,
I use
uh-huh."
water.
Thank you,
Uh-huh.
Natalie. I
Right.
love you.
So what I did was I used water, a scoop of half and half,
Interesting.
strawberries,
It
and
didn't
a
taste the same
banana.
though, I bet.
It was actually amazing
Oh wow!
because it was actually a little
Congratulations.
lighter than the vanilla unsweetened almond milk.
I like the unsweetened almond milk.
I
mean,
use
they were
Jack
both great.
Daniels.
Jack
Yeah.
Daniels, Frank Mullen from Suffocation.
And that's what
that
you
is
Rock
rock
can
and
and
buy
wellness.
right now, exactly.
And you know what? That's so rockerish of
That
Frank
is,
Mullen.
That is.
Goes right with rock and wellness.
That's right.
And you could save $10 right now to December 30th by using code Date Night right
That's
now.
right,
Go to
so you got it.
rockandwellness.com.
Don't forget to get chocolate cacao and
Vanilla
the-
mocha.
That's right. They're both good. Both
They're coming
good.
out with more flavors, they said, as well for the new year, so I can't wait for that.
I know. Although I love this stuff. So
I know. No, I'm only
into it.
going.
Yeah.
I'm only going sticking with the chocolate.
I
I'll
look
always
at
stick with
both.
the
It
chocolate.
depends on what mood I'm in.
You know what we should do? Mix both. A scoop of chocolate, a scoop of vanilla.
A scoop of Jack, a scoop of Tito's, a scoop of Rosé.
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
So get rock and wellness.
Whip and Jimmy's, yes.
Jimmy's. You gotta throw the Jimmy's on
That's
there.
right. And a big shout out to Anna Cordeneau because once Rock and Wellness wears off, that's when we have her.
That's
rosé.
right. Oh my God, nice flyer. You did a great
Do
flyer.
you like that?
So Anna DeCordino is amazing. It's amazing Brut Rosé.
And it's just so beautiful. Look at this bottle.
Well,
Come
it's so
on.
date night. It's
Look
da-
at
this
that.
is date. This
is
has
the
Date
prettiest
Night with Chrissy
wine
written all
bottle
over it.
ever.
It is the most beautiful bottle
It
ever,
is.
but it tastes amazing.
It does.
That's what we're drinking right now, and I love it.
Exactly.
It tastes like strawberries,
It's nice and
just
plain.
like our Rock and Wellness smoothie.
Exactly.
I
So
put
go check
strawberries
it
in it.
out. And especially, it's a great gift to bring. Now we're going to parties. We're going to New Year's parties.
I'm bringing it to my
We're going
sisters.
to holiday parties. Make sure you go to your local liquor store. Request it if they don't have it.
Yes.
But buy it if they have it and bring it to your next party because they will love you.
But you can request it, they said.
Of course, yes.
Tell them date night sent you.
Say hello, Anna Cornu.
I already took 2 bottles. I dropped them off at my sister's today. They're all ready for
That's
Christmas.
right. They're all amazing.
She's
yeah.
gonna make nice mimosas with them.
And all our parties have been raving all about the Anna Cornu.
That's right. This is our date night after party drink of choice, by the
That's
way.
right. So don't
When we
forget,
do our
go
big
get yours
parties.
now. That's right.
And what else?
And then
oh
a big-
wait, let's
a
not
big-
forget about Ross.
Of course, a big shout out to Ross, our photographer of choice.
That's right. James. James,
James.
Right here.
our videographer's
So tell
sleeping.
Ross, what are you
It's right
talking
here.
about?
What are we doing?
Oh, I didn't. Wait, you threw me off with the picture. Where's the picture I
Wait,
sent?
it's right here.
All right, I can't turn my head. I'm gonna lose my hat. All right, James, I take it back. I'm sorry.
If you need any photography, go to Event Ross. Event Photography by Ross.com.
He is-
He's awesome. We love him.
The best photographer of all time.
That's right. Check him out.
His
And then
lighting is amazing.
That's right. If you want to be a sponsor of Date Night, go check us out. Go to our Date Night with Connie and Chrissy page, our website, and also on Instagram, Date Night TV.
At
Feel
Date
free
Night
to
TV.
message us and hook us. You know, we'll hook you up. It's happening.
And on YouTube, do not forget to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, Date Night with Connie. and Chrissy.
Exactly. You can be a sponsor.
Do it during the break.
That's right. No, do it after the show.
Yeah, all right, fine. Do it after the show. But just sign up to be a sponsor.
Exactly. Sign up to be a sponsor and subscribe to us. All right. So it's ready for the Star Loving Life tip of the day.
Yeah!
Yay. Yeah, this is a
Oh,
good one.
our videographer's yawning.
Yeah, this is great.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead, Connie.
All right, so how many people do you know have anxiety?
Oh,
Right?
Natalie's cheering for that.
That's right. How many people have anxiety?
A lot.
A
Seven.
lot. And you know what's so interesting? People think that, and listen.
Where they label it as that, and it's not really. You know,
Exactly. So
they're
let me give
being
you a
overdramatic.
simplified version of anxiety, and I'm going to just give it to you straight as it
Okay.
works. Anxiety is nothing more than long-term negative thinking about yourself.
Mm.
That's all it is. And when you hear that, it should be very relieving because it doesn't mean you need to have a label for the rest of your life. It doesn't mean you have some disorder. It doesn't mean you need meds. It just means
I
that
hate
you have
meds.
created a habit of thought of negative thinking about yourself. So that means self-criticism, which is the worst thing you could ever do,
Yeah.
comparing yourself to others, or not feeling enough. So the first thing you want to do is recognize what the cause is, which is just that. It's just a habit of negative thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agree.
as easy as you've created that habit of negative thinking is as easy it is to change it. So what it is, it's start appreciating yourself, appreciating all the qualities that you have about yourself, and really distracting yourself from being so hard on yourself because it's really not worth it. So that's all what anxiety
No, that's
is.
perfect.
Is that amazing?
No, that's
right?
perfect. Just do
Right.
what you love. Just
Exactly.
make yourself feel
Do
good. Do what you
yourself,
love.
appreciate yourself, give yourself credit, stop being so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And if you need help, go to starliving.com because I will tell you that in 30 days.
Is Jeff-
30 days.
Now time for my bestie.
That's the which
Okay,
Jeff
that was
says
my-
I should have.
All right, so guys, Jeff needs this for Christmas. Connie, I hope you have Amazon Prime so you can
We
get this
do.
for Jeff by tomorrow. All right, so how many times do you wake up in the morning you hate hitting the snooze button? How many times? Well, Jeff told me you hit the snooze button.
I
I get
do.
the snooze button.
So-
but
so
the
do I.
snooze button.
All right, Natalie. What about Frank the Tank?
He doesn't. He
Frank
gets
the
it-
Tank?
No, he's
No.
gonna hear me.
Bam.
hitting a snooze
Oh,
Oh
button.
wow.
Bam.
What do? Just wake up, start going Rudolph.
Bam.
He does
Oh.
actually.
All right, guys, fine. Well, now there's Ruggy, so you don't have to worry about hitting the snooze button. This forces you to get out of bed, so you don't have to keep hitting the snooze button because researchers show Jeff likes this part. Hold on, guys. I have a, research shows that if you keep hitting the snooze button, it makes you more groggy during the day
Yeah,
and ruins your decision making during the day.
I believe that.
So this forces you to get out of bed. You have to put your feet on the mat. Look at it. Look at it, guys. There's my feet.
I love it.
It's not my feet, but
No. You'd have pink toes.
She has nicer
You'd have
feet than
pink
me.
toes.
She has nicer toes than me. But anyway, what I love most about this is that you can program it to have affirmations, encouraging things, telling you in the morning you're going to do great, you're awesome.
Suck it up, buttercup.
No, all the things that you talk about with your start loving life.
You're right.
You could program it into this when you're standing on there.
That's right. Smile. Aren't you excited you're up? I'm so
No,
excited.
it doesn't say that. It tells you you're awesome, do what you love. Anyway, but you could save 30% right now.
Ooh, it's the
And
best
actually,
holiday
you know
gift
what?
ever.
When I was on the website earlier, it said there was only 8 left.
Oh, forget it. You're out. You're
Great.
out.
Jeff-
It's too late.
That's awesome.
There's
Too
only
late.
8 left.
Too late.
But it's $69. No pun intended. All right, guys. Go to Ruggie.com. RUGGIE.
That's
I think it's a
awesome.
brilliant.
That's-
I want it.
But wait, do you hit the snooze? You hit the snooze?
No, you don't hit the
You
snooze.
just hit the mat.
You
You're
stand
gonna
up.
step your feet on the mat like that
Ah.
It's a
woman is
pressure
doing,
thing. You have to put like 50 pounds
and it's gonna.
weight on it.
Oh, James already went to whatever. And then it's gonna tell you positive things. You're
Okay.
amazing. You're beautiful. It's
I'm
gonna play.
amazing.
Mine's gonna play Fallout. Wish
Say,
you were
get the
here.
hell out of bed.
Yours can play Suffocation.
That's
Say,
right.
get the hell out of bed, asshole.
Get the
I
hell
wanna
out of
rip your
bed.
face off.
Congratulations! I'm so proud of you. It's only 7 o'clock. Get out
Oh yeah.
on the rug.
Ours are gonna say
Yeah.
hag. They're gonna call us hags. Hey, you old hags, get out of bed.
Like, thank you, Rug.
Somebody
I spent
called us hags
$69 for this thing.
on one of our videos.
But you know what? The thing is, when you are on a show, people are gonna comment, and people are gonna comment nicely, and some people are kind of comment
Right.
not.
We'll ask Brimstone.
Right, and that's
His
okay
take
because a
on that.
lot of times when people aren't nice, it's because they're not happy themselves. So,
They're jealous.
no,
Right.
they're not
Right?
happy themselves. So whatever.
Yeah, screw you,
them.
snitches.
Thanks for,
Exactly.
thanks
Natalie.
for tuning in.
All right,
Thanks
James
for
is wrapping us
tuning
up.
in.
All right, guys. Go
On
pour.
that note,
Go pour yourself and according to. We're gonna be back with Brimstone.
Yay!
Entertainer, professional, former professional wrestler, and the host of the best radio show on Long Island, the #1 radio show on Long Island, Grindhouse Radio.
He does everything.
This is him. This is his little, what do you call these?
His little ponytail.
It's a vinyl collectible.
Vinyl collectible.
Yeah.
I buy my nephews those. That's right. Oh my God, I want one of date night.
Tune in.
All right, so tune in. We'll be right back, guys.
Fill up as you switch over.
Brimstone, you're up.
As we switch
So,
over.
Chrissy, I'm really confused. What does the rug have to do with alcohol?
It has nothing to do with alcohol.
Wait, what?
Wait, but aren't all your besties about alcohol?
No, not at all. I'm taking my hat off.
Are we gonna take it off?
Oh, you want to leave it
We
on?
can take it
You're
off.
so
Mine
good.
feels
You're gonna be in that chair in
Alright, I'll
seconds.
take it off.
Chrissy,
one?
I like that
The
bestie.
big one
I'm
over
gonna
there.
like-
Thank you,
I
Natalie.
snooze all the time.
All right, so purchase it, guys. You can save 30%. There's 8 left.
But my only problem is I gotta move my legs out of the bed.
All right,
So that way you
have
cool
Frank
That's the point
Mullen.
of it, though. That's the
You mean because
point.
you're cooler.
That's the point.
You have
So you
Frank
get out of
Mullen from
bed.
Suffocation.
Oh, so maybe Frank will maybe move my legs out of bed.
Imagine.
Right.
Frank can sing
Yeah,
to you.
like,
You've used these before,
like
sir?
how's that thing gonna work? You have to get out of bed
Okay,
first.
it's on.
That's the point
That's
of it,
the
Frank
point.
Mullen
That's
from
the point.
Suffocation.
You won't get out of bed.
Frank,
But
Don't worry about it.
that's the point.
I have a better thing. I just came up with it now.
Oh, God.
What is it?
It's electric shock,
Yeah.
and it's hooked up to the snooze button. So when you hit that, it shocks you.
So it's like what
You're right.
my brother-in-law used to do to Grizacy girl.
Oh, don't mention that. I hate
The
that.
little
Shock
shocky
collar.
thing.
The shock
Oh,
collar.
No, we don't want that.
All right,
Listen,
guys.
Pipes had one
Yeah.
too. I know it's very depressing.
Brim, are you excited?
Pumps on it?
Okay.
No,
No,
Grace.
Piper, my other one.
You know what I mean?
Oh, Piper had too?
Yeah. She was a little aggressive.
Not much.
Little.
You catching me now?
I'll get you 2 seconds, sorry. Just blow my nose.
You're texting Larry? What is
He's
Larry?
blowing his nose because he's sick.
Brittany,
I'm in pink hell. What happened?
Wait, say that one more live.
I love it. I do.
That's
I
funny.
do.
Say that one more live. That was funny.
You're still alive.
We're still
Oh, yeah, you're
alive.
right, Brim.
People, yeah.
Oh, wait, you took your freaking hat off? You didn't tell me.
Oh.
Brimstone, tell me about yourself. What's your favorite comic?
Me too.
What's your
Great.
favorite
I gotta put
comic?
some of this on too.
Babe,
Yes.
what is Larry saying?
I think you watch it, like, no.
Brimstone, what's your favorite comic?
My favorite comic, Brimstone of the Borderhouse.
Yeah!
There is no other alternative. I mean, well, at the end of the day, you know, if you want to be technical, X-Men, Spider-Man, you know.
Right.
What are you kidding me?
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going back in 5, 4,
That's right.
3.
That's right.
Brimstone in the
Yeah!
house!
Finally! Finally! We've been wanting to have you on.
I know, for years. You've been-
For years.
Years.
But you reached out to me and you're here.
We're so
Yeah.
happy you're here,
No, we
dude.
love you.
No, this is awesome. Again, I'm in pink hell. It's amazing. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
called
I've
the
got
Babe
2
Cave.
daughters.
It's
A
called
babe.
the Babe Cave.
You're in the
That's
babe
cool.
cave,
That's
Brim.
cool. My little one would love it in here.
Aww.
Yeah. My older one would love it too, but
So
you know,
why
I'll
did
stick
you
with the
bring
little
them?
one. Because they have better things to do than hang out with Dad.
Oh,
And
it's
you have
Friday
3.
night.
You
I
have
have
3.
3. Yeah, my son's
How
working
old?
right now. My little one's 7. My middle one is 16. My oldest is 20.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm old.
Wait, boys?
No, you're not
Two
old.
boys?
No, 2 girls, 1 boy.
Oh, jeez, the
She
girls.
Shred.
doesn't listen very well.
Listen.
You gotta work. You know. I mean, hey.
Brimstone! You know what? She's
She's
searching
my
on you.
researcher. She's my researcher.
I was up
I
at 3
did-
in the morning.
I did 2 cards of research on you, you son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That was funny. I like it. Come on.
No.
I got class clown in high
run it.
school.
What was it?
I got class clown in high school.
Did you?
And
I'm
you
funny,
played the
Brimstone.
what?
You were hilarious.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Not,
I know.
you know, beautiful.
Oh, sure, I
beautiful
know.
women. No, not
Easy, Brim.
fun.
Yeah.
Hey! How
Please
come I didn't
apply
get a
that,
pig
people.
hat?
All right, here you go.
It's not gonna work.
Throw it
No,
on
no,
your
no,
head.
No,
Throw it
it
on your
won't
head.
work. I think it's gonna be.
Just try it on, Brims.
You sure you don't want to get the AIDS? If you know.
Come on.
Look at that.
Former professional wrestler.
Ready?
He has the number
No,
one radio show on Long
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah.
Grindhouse Radio.
Do I look
Look
like a
at
complete
this.
And wait.
ridiculous person?
Brimhouse.
No, it's good.
No, you don't. But Brimhouse, listen to me. You were also voted top celebrity on Long Island.
I was nominated.
How do you
We're-
get nominated
We're
for
gonna find
that?
out. I don't know. I have no idea. What do you call
Well, how
it?
did we get nominated?
There's
Imagine
this-
we're in competition with you.
There's this thing, believe it or not,
I'm gonna roundhouse you.
one of my co-hosts on the Grindhouse Radio was in competition with me,
Oh,
as
shit.
well as Fingers. You guys know
Fingers, we love him. He was a guest on our
Um,
show. We love Fingers.
It's funny because
Yes, we do.
we were voted last year for best radio station on the island, and you
Yeah.
know the funny thing is we're not a full station, we're just a show.
Okay.
So we beat BAB and BLI and the Shark, and I love them all, and,
Yes.
and I have
That's
friends in every
impressive.
single one of them.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where we didn't find out that we were nominated until about 2-3 weeks into the actual voting process.
Why didn't somebody tell
And
you?
they apparently sent the emails, but they went
Oh,
spam, and
geez.
they didn't
Yeah.
know. So somebody calls me up, they're like, "Hey, Brim, do you know you guys are nominated for Best of Long Island?" I was like, "Yeah, really? All right, that's pretty cool."
Oh.
So yeah, we went along and we found out, we promoted a little bit, and you
It's
know,
hard. You gotta get a lot
it was insane.
Yeah.
But we won. We won.
Wait,
For 2 years
won
now.
Last year, no,
Nice.
we're waiting for this year.
Are you waiting for this
We
one?
won
How did we
last
vote
year.
for you?
Well, it's too late now.
Oh,
you should
shoot.
have done it last week. It would
Why
have
didn't
been
you
nice.
tell me?
I did tell you. You don't listen to me.
Oh my God, you sound like my dad. You don't listen. You
So-
sound exactly like my
So
father.
even though you were late,
God,
you still
Jesus
were
Christ.
voted number one. That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, we started promoting as soon as we found out.
I love
And
it.
I mean, we do have a nice fan base, which is fantastic.
You do. You have a
Um,
large following.
You know, we're always moving, we're always shaking. So you know, it was fantastic that they came through. So again, hopefully you guys came
Yes.
through again
Come
this year.
on, yeah.
And but this time we found out that not only were we were nominated for Best of Long Island for the radio station,
Right.
but I was nominated, and Kim Dragner, who's one of my co-hosts,
Oh,
we
yeah,
both
yeah.
nominated for Best Celebrity Personality on Long
Wow.
Island. And then I was also nominated for Best Twitter from Long Island.
Oh,
So-
What? I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's ridiculous, but it's cool. I'm cool with it.
You do have a large Twitter
I
following.
need to win.
But wait, so with the radio show, you're on iHeartRadio,
Yeah.
and you have like millions and millions of listeners.
Yeah,
I saw.
We're on iHeartRadio and 19 other networks syndicated worldwide. So we're right now getting between 3.5-4 million listeners weekly. You know.
That's amazing. And what day of the week are you
We're
on?
on Thursdays at 7 p.m., but on iHeart it's pretty much infinite. So
Right,
you know,
right.
you go on, you can listen to any of the back shows.
Right.
And, you know, make sure you're not doing it on a Friday between 8 and 9 because
Exactly.
you got to be watching these.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when should we do our show? Should we switch our show over the new year?
No, because Brim knows.
Brimstone's our producer.
Brim knows.
So you know, at the end of the day, yeah, it's been an amazing,
So Thursday night is
amazing
better
experience. Yeah, Thursday
Of
night,
course.
7 p.m.
because you're saying Friday nights everybody's out gallivanting.
But well, Friday night everybody's out. It's date night. But
You're
it doesn't
watching
matter.
Date Night on our show. They're
You're-
watching
you're
us.
watching
Remy
you
is saying no
guys.
one's watching us.
No, he said they are.
I didn't say that.
He said they
I called him
are.
Remy.
She's trying to get me in trouble.
Oh my
No,
God,
I
Brim.
said when I was going to go live earlier because I wanted to go live. But
I
if I
recall
was going
that.
live, I'm worried about on a Friday night. I didn't want to look, you know, a little tiny if only like 3 people pop on.
Right,
Yeah.
because everyone's watching Date Night.
Exactly. Everybody's
They're getting
night.
ready.
Come on.
All
Now.
right.
But no. So and I said just now that you have to listen on any night except for Friday night.
All right.
Thank you, which we love.
Because from 8 to 9
It's date
date
night.
night.
That's
All
right.
Honey,
right.
Chrissy.
That was
Yeah,
very good.
I heard that.
I
heard it.
Frank
I heard it
Mullins.
too,
Listen,
Brim.
I thought I did the right
You
thing.
did.
The
You
right
did. You
thing.
did.
I heard it,
Now,
Brim.
now, Brim, obviously what's so crazy is you started as a kid.
Yeah.
Which is the
we wanna
craziest
know.
thing ever. So
Mhm.
just let us, like, tell us, how did you even get involved in this? You were on Sesame Street, you were on Romper Room.
Romper Room.
like,
That was. I
yeah.
love that show.
Is that
What?
crazy?
So, yeah, tell
We're
us.
showing our age. We shouldn't be doing
Do you have a
that.
picture you want it?
Totally
On
not.
Sesame
I want-
Street, yeah.
No, on Romper Room.
no.
Oh,
So wait,
man.
how did you get started?
My mother had wanted to get me into modeling when I was a kid and acting. So
That's
my parents
cool.
were divorced. I grew up with my mother, if you're from Long Island, in Uniondale. And my father was with my stepmother in Dix Hill. So I had the best and the worst of both worlds. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
which I think gave me a nice even keel. But my mother was trying to get me into acting things, so she got me on Romper Room. She got me on, a couple of commercials.
Why was she an
And
actor?
Sesame Street. No, not at all. But I
That's
was a cute kid.
interesting.
I'm ugly now, but
Oh,
I was a cute kid.
Why
You
would you
know,
have
you
it?
lie, you lie. No. But
Okay.
so it was one of those things
That's
where
interesting.
I would have continued when I was younger, but my mother and my father were doing this too
Mhm.
often. Sorry, mom and dad, if you're watching. But at the end of the day,
Okay.
they were going back and forth, and my father said, "Well, you can't take them on these days to the city to do your auditions because I'm, it's my day or my weekend." And
Aw.
so, and my mother couldn't work around that schedule, so
Yeah.
it just kind of fell to the wayside.
Oh.
And then my first love was music, and I
But
became
wait,
a
were they
drummer.
proud of you when you were on Romper Room and
Yeah, of
Sesame
course,
Street?
of course.
That's freaking
But-
cool.
And
All
then
your
they
friends
still go
like
back
really
to that.
proud?
I mean, my family is always like, I'm on my mother's side, I'm the only child. On my father's side,
Oh.
I'm one of four. So, I'm the favorite whenever I'm on TV.
So
So,
now you're the favorite. I mean, after being on date night,
Yeah, and
you're
of
like
course.
the super favorite.
oh yeah, my stepmother's watching probably.
Aw.
Aw.
This is she'd enjoy herself. She's like, oh, this is wonderful.
So then, how'd you get into professional wrestling? You were a professional wrestler for many,
Yeah.
many years.
Yeah, I was in music for a long time prior. As we know, we had discussions.
Yeah.
prior.
You
Yeah.
were a drummer. Tell
I was
everybody.
a drummer.
Long Island.
I
Yeah.
was a drummer for many years.
What band? Tell
It was
everybody.
old band called Who's Laughing Now, another one called Bugsy. I was in another band called Image, which was progressive rock. So I did a little bit of everything. I did hardcore, heavy metal, hip hop.
Hip-hop?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I grew up in Uniondale, so I grew up with Busta Rhymes and Leaders of the
Busta!
That's
Music.
Yeah,
so
right.
cool.
Flavor Flav and all
Yeah.
Oh
those
my
cats.
God, my dad met Flavor Flav. I
I was
love.
just with him in LA.
I have an
Yeah.
autograph of.
Mr.
I was-
Bones.
Triangle
Yes.
Flav.
Clock.
I was with Flav
Yes.
in LA. His clock was smaller now.
I would love to have
It was-
Flav on the show.
It was funny. I'll
How
get you in touch
amazing
with
was
his
Show with
agent.
Natalie?
Quick side story.
Okay.
So I was signing out in LA for Stan Lee. He does his Comic Con every year. It's Stan Lee's LA Comic Con. And
Okay.
what do you call it? While we're out there, I got an invitation to go to see Black Eyed Peas.
We love
So what do you call it? So we had I was backstage with Black Eyed Peas. It was Will I Am and what do you call it?
Fergie?
Taboo.
You met
Fergie's not
them?
with them anymore. Yeah, no Taboo. So Taboo's the tall skinny one.
Yes.
So I was with Taboo and I was with DMC. DMC from Run DMC.
Of course. Are you
So
kidding
D and I
me?
are very good friends.
Oh my God.
And it's
I
funny
love it.
because
I love it.
Flav walks out from the stage area because I was in the back. He walks around. And he looks at me and I was like, yeah, you remember me. And it was I guess I haven't seen him in many years. And he's like, and we start
He's
going back and forth.
flamboyant, right?
He's like, oh damn! So it's, he's crazy. And so he was so
He's
happy.
crazy.
He's one of the other guys. I'm very Long Island oriented. I'm very about home. What do you call it?
Which we
And Flav-
love, of course.
Yeah,
Right.
Flav was- he was very big on
Yeah.
the fact that he's like, this is home right here. You know what I mean? He was Freeport. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Uniondale, So he, what do you call it? It was a very cool.
He was appreciative.
Very appreciative, and the fact that we hadn't seen each other in many years, so it was a nice catch up. But yeah, I get you in touch with his agent.
Oh my God! If I get my dad, will be so happy if I get Flavor Flav on the show.
Flav. Yeah,
Remember
so-
his reality show when he was
With
trying to
Bridget-
find a
Bridget
woman?
Nielsen.
Yeah.
No, he was with Bridget Nielsen.
Yeah, that was
Brigitte, yeah, that
Brigitte.
was on a different.
that was
yeah,
Flavor
was
of
on-
Love.
yeah, Flavor of
He had
Love.
the Flavor of Love show.
Flavor of
and-
Love show, yes, but with Brigitte, he was on
You got my
Reality.
celeb reality shows. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, wasn't that the reality show when he was
No,
looking
Flavor
for?
of Love is when he was looking. You're right.
Yeah.
But it was Brigitte Nielsen wasn't on that one. That was on.
But he
the
did meet her on
celeb
one of
reality
those.
thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which one was that?
I'm trying to
I'm trying to
remember the name.
remember. I
can't
thought it was
remember.
Flavor of Love.
I
Yeah.
can't remember.
House.
Was that Vern
Surreal
Troyer
House?
or all those
Surreal
cats?
That's right.
Surreal
Surreal House.
Surreal House.
Oh,
Surreal House.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Well, that's
Wow.
great. So you're involved in music,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden, how do you transition from that to wrestling?
That was that. All right. So
Because we wanted to say, we want to give you a lot of props.
Yeah, because
What we love about you is that you're involved in, you've been involved in so many different areas of business, and that is such, it's so
that takes
impressive.
a lot for somebody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Thank
how
you.
do you transition from music to wrestling?
It was interesting because I played for many years, and you know, when you're in a band, and I'm sure other people that are here can understand this, you're in a 5-way marriage or a 4-way marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Partnership.
And the fact of the matter is you know, when you've got a couple of people, you know, you might disagree, but then you come back together. You know what I mean?
Right.
But 2 people is bad enough. I mean, I'm married to my wife for 15 years. I love her.
15?
15. You
Holy
know, I'm
crap.
Nice.
happier than a pig in shit. Oh, my, oh, sorry.
That's
Oh,
all right.
wait a minute,
Don't
you guys have sailor mouths.
No, you
here.
don't.
The pink is a.
She just told us we have sailor men.
Don't
the
give
pink
it
is-
away.
Don't let that fool you guys.
God.
They're black to the soul. I'm just like, no.
That was awesome.
So I got sick of being in a 5-way marriage, and you know, because I had goals. You know, I said, well, you know, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and other people want to do, you know, they don't want to leave A and B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to get to the end of the alphabet in life. So I decided, well, hey, I'm going to do something that is just me. And I was always into pro wrestling, and I loved the physicality of it. I loved the, you know, just the fun of it. I loved.
But how do you go from the like, oh my god, that's my dream to do that, and how do you make it a reality?
It wasn't my dream. It was something I would like to do. I do a lot of
And
things
then how did you get
because I think it looks cool. It looks like a lot of fun.
Sure.
So what I did was, at the time, I was working for the Long Island Voice. You remember the Long Island
Of
Voice?
course!
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
I was high up in sales in Long Island Voice.
Wow, no
and,
way.
they had asked me when I was there. They said, "Hey, would you be interested in going and doing this convention?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. What are you talking? What do you want me to do?" Because I'm not a writer. I'm a writer, but I don't. Back then, I wasn't
Right.
a writer. So they said Bill Jensen, which is one of the guys that wrote there, was going to be doing a story on pro wrestling. They knew I was a fan. I liked it, and they also knew that I like to take pictures. I like to take photos often. So they said, you know, if we
Wow.
provide the camera, will you go and do the shots for them and just go? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? So I was there, and there was a legend there. I met a lot of the guys that now I call friends there.
Right.
One of the guys that was there was the Iron Sheik. Now,
Oh
anybody
my
who
god, I
knows-
used to love the Iron
God,
Sheik. I had his figurine.
So-
as a kid.
So Shiki is a special sort of guy, and
Is he still alive?
yeah. He says to me, he looks at me, goes, "You look like you could be wrestler. I train you, and you know, and it was funny, and you know, we went back and forth, but then his agent started getting involved. They call him Snapshot Eric Sims. And Eric started talking to me about money, and I'm like, hold on a second, give me a minute. You know, I'm not sure what I want to do here. And overhearing this was Bret the Hitman Hart. who's
Oh
a
my
legend
god, I
in the
love
business.
him too.
So
Wow.
Bret
Are
said,
you
you know,
kidding me right now?
no,
But
this is
He's
how it
not
happened.
here anymore, right?
Congratulations.
No, he's still alive.
Oh,
He's-
yes?
yeah,
Who's the one that
yeah.
died?
Macho Man died.
No,
Connie's
no.
killing off all the
No,
wrestlers.
No.
Yeah.
I thought someone.
Dude, his brother
Bret
passed
didn't
away.
die. Taking care of you. You don't want to get involved in a school that all they're out for is your money. You want to make sure that they actually care about training you.
And they did
they're
bring
out
you.
for
Yeah, so yeah,
success.
how did you
Yeah.
do it though? Because you were pretty impressive. Like you went from that to being part of something and really being able to maximize it for a bit.
Yeah.
And you weren't
It
even
was a lot of
trying.
work. It was a lot of
This
work.
all happened to you. Well, you weren't even really trying though to get there. It wasn't like your dream
No.
to.
At the beginning, after I got into it, when I get involved in something, I have to be the best as I possibly.
Okay.
I have to go as far as I possibly can. To me, legacy means everything. So, you know, it doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't how much, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
it's all material possessions. It's all
Yeah.
about what you've left behind
Yes.
and how people
That's
remember you.
beautiful
You
what
know,
you just said.
so
That
so
was amazing what you
thank
just
you.
said.
So
No,
it
really.
was- it's very important to me that, you know, if I'm going to be involved in something, it's going to be to the best of my ability. So when I got into the business, you know, the first thing I thought of was, well, name. I don't want to be a guy that's going to get his ass handed to him every other day.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's figure out a tough name. Anybody that's been in a band knows trying to come up with a good band name.
Yeah.
It's not easy
That's right.
trying to come up with
No.
a name, especially something that's going to hopefully live with you for a long time. So what do you call it? I remember going back and forth to Queens every day, every week, a couple times a week, and we'd sit there. I had a list of a couple thousand names, and I was
Wow.
going through and crossing them off. We're just going which is the best. Came down to 100. Then I got it down to 10, and then Brimstone was in the top 5.
Ah.
And then
Who
what do you
came
call
up
it?
with
And
Brimstone?
me, you know, and
Nice.
and then I did
But
the
what
research.
does that mean? What is it?
Brimstone?
Yeah.
It's sulfur. I smell.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
Really?
Brimstone. You know, yeah. Well, that's
Sounds cool.
That's not what it. That's what
No, really,
Brimstone is.
Yeah.
But Brimstone, it's a badass character from Hell. That's you know
Well,
what I mean?
it's a cool
Love
name.
it.
I'm old
That's
school.
very cool.
I'm old school gimmick
Love it.
wrestling. You know what I
Love
mean?
it.
But
Yes,
that's how I
gimmick,
flipped
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
into comics.
That's
You
what
see
I
what
was
I
gonna
mean?
go into.
So, yeah, so
This
that's the
guy's
next
jumping my
step.
gun.
No, I love that you're
You have
involved
a
in so
comic
many
book?
stuff. It's so cool.
All right, so
Yeah.
yes, tell us about your comic books, and I also want to talk about the video games because
Yeah,
I'm
how
very
do you-
into video games.
Oh, are you? Have you played
I used to play
games?
Resident
Have
Evil.
you played with me yet?
No, I
Sorry.
want to play. I want to play your
Hey,
video
hey,
game.
I'm scared of your guy over there with the tattoos.
Nah, I know.
He's like,
got sleep.
hey, Grim, hey.
Take your shirt off, honey. You're showing your sleeve. He's got
Let's
sleep.
we'll be leaving shirts on right now.
No, he has a
Okay.
T-shirt underneath.
Oh,
I want you to see his arm
You have
tattoo.
Me and you, big guy.
no. I
Do you
doubt
see
you.
my honey's tattoos?
I doubt you. I've had too much to drink. Some of your
And a corn
rude
noodle.
littles.
That's
Sweet.
right. Aw.
No, it's not too sweet. It's
I
not.
like
It's
sweet.
it's.
I like girly
Oh, so then you
drinks.
love that.
You
Then why
love
did we
this.
give you?
You're
what
getting
did
a
we give you
bottle.
Because I have to pick up my son. From
Oh
work.
my God,
You're
you
getting
have
a
ours.
bottle. You're getting a bottle.
No, I have.
Some. They're promoting him to
You
me.
guys familiar with Jack Daniels?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, our
So,
audiences.
so Jack Daniels, the distillery, made a drink for me called the Brimstone Red.
What? Yes.
It's a
Jack
you
Honey.
can get it either on my website or I'll send you the
Yes.
information.
Can we order it at a bar?
Yeah, you can.
All right, so guys, tell everybody.
So it's what do you call it? The Brimstone Red. It's with honey Jack and
Honey.
yeah, and
Honey
grenadine and some other stuff.
Grenadine is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, but I'll send you. I'll send you
Grenadine? That's nice.
But it's delicious. So it is sweet as candy. It'll. Yeah.
yeah.
So it'll get you.
Get
You
a
won't even
Uber.
know what's happening.
It's all about the
Once
Uber.
you get to number 2 or 3, you just go. Wait a
What
minute,
the?
what's going on?
I'm not gonna make it
So,
to
yeah.
2.
And the reason why I don't drink, because I'm working.
Of
Even
course,
though I'm
we
You're
get
a
it.
it's
date
fun.
night. It's
I'm
happy
fun,
hour on the.
I'm working.
We
you know?
get
Brimstone.
it. We get it. We understand.
We
You
want
gotta
you to drink.
understand.
Alright, so
We got
tell
it,
us,
Brim.
tell us about your comic book though. The name
comic.
Hound
So
Comics.
cool.
So I.
Is it about your life? Like,
It was another accident. It's a happy accident.
Oh,
The
yeah.
accident.
so
I
the-
like how he says it though. I love that.
The Brimstone and the Borderhound series, which is the comic book, and I do the Border Pups, which is the kids books, which is pretty much the comic book but in kids version.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So this way the
This guy does
parents
everything.
and the kids can kind of they know the same characters. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows Spider-Man and the Hulk, but
Yep.
well, in an independently distributed comic, they don't necessarily know who Brimstone is. So now they do. You know what I mean? They have the kids book and they can gel with the characters. So that being said, I wanted, when I was making my transition out of pro wrestling, I wanted to continue with my brand because I built it, tremendously over the years. And I said, it's very important for me to continue to build and brand. And again, the Brimstone name.
Very impressive.
That's
Very.
what I everything's Brimstone, whatever I'm on. That's it. You're not calling
We
me
love
Will.
it.
Will's my real name.
Oh
But,
yeah.
Yeah, Will.
as
Will
Mike and
Brim.
Maine from
And wait, how do
Comic
you
Book Man
pronounce
last
your
night
last
put it on
name?
their podcast. I'm sitting here going, they say my whole name. We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah,
no,
wait, how do you pronounce your last name, Craig?
Kaczmarowski.
I would never been able to say
No,
it.
that's
Brimstone.
that's easy.
It's all Brimstone.
So
Brim.
I said, with the comic, I said, what's the best way to kind of take the gimmick? Because again, I'm old school. So the old school wrestling people, you have gimmicks, you have, your whole background and history. So
Right.
I made sure that I said I wanted to take that and put it into something. What do we do? Well, comic book is the obvious thing because pro wrestlers are, real life superheroes. Technically, everybody's coming out here screaming, not me.
Yeah,
What do
you
you call
did
it?
at one point.
I did at one point, but when I was really young.
Speedos?
No, I do not have a body for Speedos.
Oh, come on.
What's wrong with you? You need to get a. She's asking about me and Speedos this
Hey.
one. No, I know. Wait. So I took the character
take a shit
and
also.
I spoke to a friend of mine, Marcello Carnivale, who was a writer and he did screenplays and everything. And I said, I need to turn this into a comic. I don't know how. What do you think? Do you want to do this?
So this was your
Yeah,
idea.
it's my idea. And
Unbelievable. I love how he makes it seem like it was
And I was
nothing.
like, what just happened?
well, we sat down at the diner and East Meadow on the corner of where the Walmart is. What is that on Hempstead Turnpike and
Is it by Spit? The old Spit?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
It's by
we
the,
go.
it's by the,
What
it's
was
by
close?
the latest
Tri-
industry.
Oh, latest
By Wandsworth,
industry?
by Wandsworth Park.
All right, all right, all right.
So anyway, so the diner over there, we sat in there for William Long Island. I figure you might know. So we sat there like for a cup of coffee that should have been like an hour.
Yes.
We were there for about 5 hours, and we wrote the whole overview of the comic, how we wanted it to be, and where it was
Wow.
going to go. So Brimstone and his crew of Border Hounds are Hell's version of the Border Patrol. They're not meant to keep people out; they're meant to keep people in. And there's
Love it.
there's a whole overview of it, which would be too long to really go
But
on
you're
in
the main
show. But I'm
character
the
in it?
main character. Of course, they draw me nice and
Yeah, and
sexy.
who-
Of
who's
course,
doing
that's the way it
the
should be.
You don't do the illustrations.
I don't do
you're
the
not,
illustrations.
Okay, you're not,
That's the way it should
I have an
be.
amazing team of people, and I've had different artists over the years. So, what do you call it? First we wrote it, then I organized, I assembled a team, that was an undertaking. So it took a couple of years to get that together.
Oh my
It
God.
wasn't like an overnight thing.
Yeah.
So we wound up putting the team together, and when we were ready to get it, put it out, it was one of those things where I'm like, all right, what do we do with this? Okay, well, I gotta promote it, so I'll do the whole Brimstone shtick, and I'll go and I'll do as much as I possibly can to kind of
Right.
hype it up.
Right.
So I went and I was out there, I was hyping.
Like
and-
going to conventions and stuff.
Yeah, doing the convention, and while I'm doing the conventions, because we had the first couple of first
Right.
issue out, I'm meeting up with old friends of mine that I hadn't seen in a long time because I
Wow.
wasn't doing the convention circuit. So I was, reuniting with friends like Peter Mayhew.
Oh my God.
Peter Mayhew's, if you don't know who he is, he's Chewbacca from Star Wars. So
Chewbacca.
That's Ethan's
So,
favorite character.
Yeah, it is.
So-
I bought him the Chewbacca Lego for Christmas.
yeah, so Pete
Can we
and,
get
and
him
his
on the
wife
show?
Angie.
That sounded
That
just
might
like
be
it. Did you
more
hear it?
difficult.
I heard it, bro.
You heard it?
He goes, that might be a little more difficult. Get me them on the show.
Peter and his wife Angie were there, and we were sitting next to each other, and Angie looks up, she goes, Brim, you're doing so much with this book and everything. She's like, we have a couple of kids' books that we want to put out. What do you think? Do you think you might be able to help us? I was like, sure.
Oh my
So
God.
along
That's
with
exciting.
that came a couple of friends of mine from Nickelodeon and a couple of friends of mine
So
from
are
Disney.
you ever at this point like in
And-
shock that all this is happening, or you're just like
Yeah, 'cause you're so nonchalant.
yeah, you're very
about
not
it. Like,
exactly. I'd be like,
I didn't
oh,
really
shit,
want
God.
it. It just
I've been in the
happened.
business for so long.
Yeah.
I don't get fazed by anybody. I've met all my heroes. You know what I mean?
Aw.
Some of them good, some of them bad. But at the end of the day, I
But
pretty
in the
much met
beginning, you
everybody.
had to have been like, holy crap, I can't believe this is happening. I have a comic
No,
book.
it was, it was
yeah, no.
exciting.
Come
I
on.
was psyched about it. But it wasn't like, oh my God, like
Right.
I'm meeting this person because I knew them already. I knew them
Right.
from doing conventions years prior.
So
So, when I first met them back when, yes.
Right.
When, like the first time I met Stan Lee.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, holy crap, this
Right.
is Stan Lee.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a legend. But, I wasn't like, oh,
Yeah.
because well, you can't act that way, but it's unprofessional. But,
It's unprofessional.
So what's next for you though? I mean, you've done so much.
But
You're
what about the
involved
video?
in
I mean, yeah, we got into
Yeah.
the video games because
Yeah.
I was very into video games.
Yeah.
So, so the video games, I've got 2 video games that are out now.
Wait, how do you go from comic books to video games?
Well, the video games are linked to the comics.
It's a natural progression.
Okay,
for
so
him.
now what I did here, if you want to get businessy here,
Yeah. We like
what
to
I
hear
wanted to do is I wanted to make something that would be very marketable, and the comic book industry is not necessarily a money making industry.
Okay.
However, the money that comes along with not the comic book industry, comic books themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me
yeah.
let me
We got you.
specify.
Yeah.
Comic books themselves are not a big money making thing. Okay, so the comic book is a means to an end. You
Right.
start the comic book, and now you have everything that goes along with it, whether it's the
Mm.
advertising, the branding, the branding on the toys, the this, the that, the next
Oh.
thing, video games, and so forth.
Right, you have your toys.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Toy
yeah, little
toys.
me. He's cute, isn't he?
Record everybody.
He looks like
purchases
Yosemite
too.
Sam, though.
No,
It looks like Donald Trump a
doesn't.
little bit.
No, no,
Like
That's what I thought it was.
no.
Oh my
God, right? It was a
gosh.
joke.
No, no, it's okay.
No, Crims.
No, so
Remember I'm a class clown?
it's true.
We know.
It's true. So for me, I everything that I do has to kind of link together. So while I was touring promoting the comic, I said to my agent, who's still with me, he's just not my agent anymore. What do you call this? My director of operations for Hound Comics Inc. Because we incorporated and built that out because of all the
Nice.
attention we got.
And by the way, your
So-
comics were in Barnes and
Yeah,
Noble.
Barnes and Noble. We skipped that whole part.
Okay, alright, guys.
Like I said, I could go on for hours. And
I
we don't have
know,
that
but
time.
it's important to
Yeah.
say because you're a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah,
around
well,
here.
I
You're a
I
big
hope
deal
so.
on Long Island. Come on, guys. I want people to know that.
You've been
You're not just
involved in so
watching
many
anybody.
different
You're watching
things.
Mother effing
Thank you,
Brimstone.
thank you.
You're a big deal.
I
You should be
appreciate
proud
it.
of that,
I
man.
appreciate it, but you
Come
know,
on.
Listen, business is business, and when you're involved in so many businesses,
People's
that's
shit
impressive.
isn't in Barnes and
yeah,
Noble.
yeah. We were in every Barnes and Noble and B. Dalton in the country.
All right,
you
so
know,
sweet.
and
You
yeah,
know
we
what?
had an amazing distribution,
Yeah.
and I did that. I did that basically as an FU to the company. It's called Diamond Distributors, who I was going back and forth with, and they make it very difficult for the independent people to get their books out there. And not that I want to have a fight with Diamond, but
No,
you know,
no, no.
they were telling me. They said, you know, well, to do this, we need, you know, X amount of money from you, and this.
And
And
you
I'm
were
like,
screw that.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Well, but you need it because it's a necessary evil
Right.
to get your product out. But then I said, you know what? These guys are screwing me, and I said, and they're screwing other people. So I said, I'm gonna flip this. I'm gonna go into Barnes and Noble. They're like, yeah, okay, good luck with that. I made a couple of phone calls.
No.
A month later, we were in every Barnes and Noble in B. Dalton.
How
You
awesome
deserve
is
it.
that?
So yeah, it was an expensive way to show how big my thing was, but you know,
It doesn't
That's what
matter
she
I
said.
did it. I did it.
how big a thing was.
So from there, you know, while we were touring, I had Eitan Wish was, like I said, my director of operations. So I told him, I said, listen, if I'm going on tour again and I'm gonna start doing this thing again, I'm gonna be away from home. I said, I refuse to be only in, you know, planes, trains, automobiles, you know, conventions, hotels. I want to do something. I said, he's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I like to eat. So I'm like, I'm good at it. I like it. You know, I have a good palate.
I have a good palate. That's
So,
us. Sort of Connie and I.
Yeah, it's great.
We like to eat. We should go
go
on the
eat
road.
together.
Oh, let's go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are you kidding me?
So we started.
We like skirt steak.
That's my favorite.
Oh!
It's right there.
What are the odds of that? We
That's
all love
funny.
skirt steak.
Skirt steak is
And
awesome.
macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese. I can
Are you
deal with
shitting me
it.
right now? It
I
doesn't
like
seem
it.
like
I
you really
like
love
it, but I'm no,
Nah, I don't
no,
know
no,
what you're saying to me,
Skirt
Bernie.
steak. Skirt steak.
Skirts
Come on.
it. Come
With
on.
macaroni and cheese on the side.
I don't know about
Too much
that.
JT.
Oh my
That's
God,
like a
guys,
JT
it's unbelievable.
I'm just gonna go with it. Yes, I love it. Bacon in it. Oh yeah, bacon and
That's right.
everything.
Bacon and
Bacon
everything.
and everything. If you
Yeah.
had
Now you're
bacon,
talking my language.
bacon and sex, you're golden.
Oh my God. Now you're
Right?
speaking my language
That's what
right
I'm
now.
talking about.
All right?
Now I'm the class clown.
No, you're not. You're still not. Guys, I'm the class clown.
We're gonna have to fight over here. No,
I
I'm
don't
just
think
kidding.
you're as
No,
funny as me.
I think you can kick my ass. Actually,
Nah.
I'm not funny at all.
I'm gonna entrance to hell you. I don't think that's the name of your
Zimbabwe,
move, but I keep
Zimbabwe.
calling well, no,
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe. All right, go ahead.
I don't know if I can handle her. She's good.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
She's good.
No, we're not
Nah,
rounding
you
up
can't,
yet. We
bro.
gotta talk about your backpack and your video.
Yes, we got.
Yeah,
Well, where were we? Oh my God.
It doesn't matter.
The
Let's
food,
go to
the
the
food.
backpack.
So I started. No, this is very important.
All right,
Very
shit,
important.
go ahead.
So I said I like to eat. So we started doing a series called Food Hound Tidbits. So we did a food series for 3 seasons,
Where?
and we did it was a web series, and
Oh
we
my
actually
God, I
were
love
back and
that.
forth with a couple of major networks about it,
What the F?
and again it was one of those things where they want to own everything,
Oh, right.
And you were
and
like,
you got to
no.
make a
Like-
decision or not.
You would have been good at that.
So-
I could picture you doing
Yeah, and I had a lot of things going on, which we'll talk about off air. You know, if you
Because
want.
wait,
but-
you have your own hot sauce. Just tell
Well, that
everybody about
came
that
from it.
quickly as
That's
we're talking about
amazing.
food.
So since I was doing the foodie thing, I wound up branching out, and I said, well, what's the next? I always think, what's the next step
Which
from
we
here?
love,
What a
right?
smart
Progressively,
thing.
what's the next step?
Yeah.
So you know, pro wrestling. All right. Well, comic books. Comic books. I'm on the road, so what can I do? Well,
Yeah,
eat.
right.
Okay. So food. So now, what's the next thing? So I wanted to do sauces
I like
and
that type
seasonings.
of thing.
Oh.
like
So
that
I
type
wound
of
up building out. Now I have a sauce seasoning line, which is all award winning. I have about 17 different sauces and
thing. Oh my
seasonings.
God.
What do you call it? And
Where can we buy
one of
it?
them I have Necrocide, which I brought. I don't think you guys want to try it.
I sniffed it. It cleared out my sinuses.
6 trillion.
I mean,
It's it.
6.5 million on the Scoville scale, and chili
Oh.
is 3,500. But you
What?
Can get, yeah.
I thought it was the Richter
You could get the stuff on my website,
Richter.
entrancetohell.com. It's just a gimmick. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, he really
yeah.
is,
But
guys.
you
He
can
really
you can get my
is.
stuff there. Right now we're on hold because
Oh.
we're out of stock on things. Holiday time.
It's
Uh-oh.
holiday.
And yeah, so we're gonna be
Thank
getting
God
that
we got
stuff
the
soon.
dolls.
demand.
But I also have my own chocolate bar line with
Yeah, I want those.
Sweet
We love
Hollywood.
dessert.
Woo!
I thought you were gonna bring us
it's all
cookies.
it's all the stuff. Yeah, Butterwinks does the cookies. But
my
I'll try
God.
to get all the Butterwings. Maybe she'll do some date night cookies for you.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, Butterwings is awesome.
So you know we love
She's so
dessert,
talented.
Grimmy?
General
No.
Oh my God.
I dropped the ball.
It's no, you
I did
didn't
have a
drop
couple
the
of
ball.
Napoleons on the way over.
No,
You didn't
come
drop the
on,
ball.
Grim.
No,
And he
no.
also has a
Listen,
backpack. Hold
listen.
on. He was featured on the show Big Bang Theory, which
Yes,
I love
yes.
that show. Your backpacks. Tell us about that.
Well, it all comes in together. The salsa
Everything's full
seasoning
circle.
Yeah.
is also in the comics. So the people that read the comics, there's a bar in the comics called Heaven in Hell, and complete with stairway.
Nice. Love
Um,
it. Yeah.
I like
So
that.
you can actually, all of the candy that's at the bar, like there's Grub Munchies and all this other stuff, and they're all real. You can buy them.
Right.
What do you call it? And And the woman who does those, she's the daughter of the guy who created Jelly Bellies.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's awesome. I was
Jelly
psyched about that.
bellies.
Oh,
Sweet Hollywood does my
my
chocolate
God.
bars. That's again all inside the comics. So this way, if people want, the stuff at the bar, or they want a Grindhouse burger, they have my Grindhouse
Yeah.
seasoning. They want a sweet Eat Treat wings, they have sweet Eat Treat sauce. So it all, like I said, everything's
Love it.
kind of works together. So the
Okay.
backpacks.
Yes.
Funny story, but since it's date night, I think you'll appreciate this.
Go ahead.
Um,
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It was years ago, and I was away on tour for way too long. And I told Eitan, who I mentioned earlier, I said, if I'm not doing anything for the rest of the year, I just want to stay home with my family. I said, so at the time, my wife, she still has the business. It's called Yelly's Belly. She does tutus. custom
No
tutus.
way. That's
And then
so
the
cool.
cute and nice ones, not the ugly rags that you see that
No,
people make.
I love that's
You know,
adorable.
you know who Michael Rooker is? Michael Rooker from Guardians
Yeah.
of the Galaxy.
Ah,
He's
Frank
Yondu,
Mullen from
or
Suffocation
Walking
knows.
Dead.
Walking Dead.
Merle. He's a good friend of mine, and they have for their
Oh
grandchildren.
my
all
God,
the
that's
tutus.
so cool.
What do
Your
you call
wife
it?
makes
So she makes them.
That's
So I told Eitan, I said, I don't want to go anywhere. I said, book me at a freaking craft fair with Danielle. My wife's named Danielle. So I said,
Danielle.
book me with Danielle at some craft fairs, and I'll just spend time with her there. I said, get us the space, because instead of me charging for my appearance, I said, just get us the space and I'll
Right.
go free. He's like, what the hell are you gonna do at a craft
Oh my
fair?
God.
I said, shut up and just do it. What are you gonna do at a
That
craft
was
fair?
nice of you.
I said, I told him. I said, I just do it. All you need to do is listen to me. I said,
Aw.
I'll go with the kids' books. I'll have the little plush brimstones and all that, because there's little plush me's.
Oh
and,
my God, you have
you know,
plush
Yeah,
shoes?
yeah, I'm out of it.
Oh my God.
What do you call it? So, and I said, it's holiday time, and I just got finished con season.
Yeah,
What do you call it?
that's
So, I set up a couple. We set up a couple of these events, and we went to this one event, and I was jam packed, and we did really, really well. And he was like, "Okay, maybe it'll work." So then we went to the next one, and the woman that was running the event was just a weirdo, and she pissed me off.
No
And
shit.
and I was like, okay,
We've had that.
if this is gonna be the case, I'll just walk. I said, but then you can pay my fees since I came here, and my fees are quite high. So if that's the case, I'll do this. Then I'm gonna have to put it out on social media unless you're setting me up.
Yeah.
So she was upset because I took away a lot of business from people that came to the
Right.
last one.
Alright.
So, which was not my fault.
Right, it's
I
not,
didn't
right.
even I didn't even promote that I was there. So because
You didn't even
I
really
wanted
want
it
to
to
go.
be
You
on-
were just telling
I
me,
wanted
like,
it to be on my
right.
wife. So
You were supporting
so
your wife.
she's like,
which
no,
is very
we'll
nice.
do it. We'll set it up. And it happened to be on 110 at the Huntington Hilton.
Oh yeah, of
Of
course.
course.
And they
There.
knew me over there for
Yeah.
years, and they said, whatever you need, they gave me like a big spot right in the front.
Aw.
So we're right next to another couple that's selling candles and everything.
Yeah.
And the gentleman is watching, and he's saying, it's so nice of you to be here. I know who you are, and blah blah blah. And, it's so nice of you to be here with your wife. I said, look, I wanted support, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I go, it looks like you're doing the same thing. He goes, yeah, he goes, I'd love to work with you sometime. I'm like, oh, what
Oh
do you
my
do?
God.
I'm the vice president of Esport Backpacks.
Oh,
The
no
universe keeps telling us
way.
So,
The universe is on your side.
so, we,
Yeah.
so we wound up going in, and what do you call it? I sat down with them. We worked it out. I had my backpacks. I ran my friend Janae Luciani. She had her. She does all the what's hot, what's not on like a lot of the
Yeah,
television
of
stations.
course.
So she had her purse line through them. I had Bumblefoot, formerly of Guns N' Roses. I had his guitar bag.
Yeah.
His guitar bag line through them all. I set it all up
Yeah.
through through Artie, who passed away last year, so it was very sad. But what do you call it? From there, everything my backpacks were in all the Walmarts, and you can still get them on Walmart.com. Yep.
Okay.
You go to Walmart.com. And you can put in Esport comic book backpack and they'll all come
And
up.
they were featured on
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory,
And
one
so-
of the best shows ever.
So Big Bang Theory,
We love that show.
I'm friendly with some of the people, and they called me and they were like, "Hey, Brim, can we have some of your stuff?" I was like, "Yeah." So I sent them a whole bunch of stuff, and for a couple seasons, up until Raj left his apartment, the backpack, the triangular backpack that's in his room, that's my backpack.
Is it still
It's a
on?
Brimstone.
Is it going to be on this
We love
season?
you.
You've got my toys, my comics, because I just went in LA. I was out. They knew I was going to be there. They invited me to come down to set. So I actually went to set this time, and
Oh
he
my God.
placed my comic books everywhere because
So
I
how
brought him new stuff.
cool
Brim, we
was that?
Listen, we love it. You're
Interesting
so
things.
involved. You're so
Yeah.
like about date night.
No,
so
you're
involved
smart.
in so many different things.
I like that you're very
Work
business
How
minded.
do people find you?
Find me. You go to entrancetohell.com. That's my website. It's a little old school. What do you call it? I got
love
to update
it.
it.
We
But,
love it.
thanks, thank you with the pink cup. I'm very, very active on Twitter at Entrance2Hell on Twitter. I will interact. I love to engage and be engaged. If you come at me, I'm going to come back at you. What do you call it? I don't play
And
games.
wait, you have a wax hand at Ripley's, believe it or
yeah,
not?
yeah, in
That's
San
friggin'
Antonio.
mother effing cool,
San
bro.
Antonio, my hand is
That is
wax.
so cool.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Did they approach you for that? Like,
Well, I was
all these
visiting.
amazing things
I was
happen.
signing out in San Antonio. Ripley's is one of my favorite places to
That's
go. on
love
tour.
freaking awesome,
Ripley's.
man.
So I was like, hey, can I come through? And they're like, yeah. So I went through with a bunch of friends. We went there, and at the end, they're like, can we do your? He's blowing his nose during my interview. No, I'm just kidding. And so we did the whole dip. We actually dipped with my rings on.
No!
But unfortunately, the way it works is that since it's still wet, when they leave it until it dries a little.
Yeah.
When you pull it out, the rings just kept ripping the wax. So it's just my hand in general.
All right, whatever.
So it's my hand in general.
Congrats.
But it was cool. It would have been really cool with the rings, right?
Right.
Yeah, I would have liked
Right.
the rings are cool, man.
It's a
Look,
little more
show your
identifying.
rings off. You got all these
Yeah,
freaking
follow
skulls
Brim.
that your fans
We love
bought you.
him.
Yes. Facebook
Brim.
/ Brimstone.
We love you, Brimstone.
That's right. Follow Brim.
The real
Follow.
Brimstone on
That's
Insta.
right.
Sorry.
On
No,
Insta.
follow us, Day Night, Connie and Chrissy on YouTube, at Day Night TV on Instagram.
That's right.
And
YouTube
listen,
channel, Dana McConaughey.
Dude, you're amazing.
Thank you,
We
I
love
appreciate
you.
it.
But what else is
Yeah,
coming up?
love you.
So you have the apps, the video game apps that everybody could purchase.
Yep.
Where do they go to purchase it? What's the name of
iOS or the Android, whichever
What's the
store
name of the
you
video
use.
game apps though? Tell everybody.
Forza and Furnace you can get on
Okay.
the iStore as well as the
iTunes.
Android store. Play Google,
Apple,
Google Play. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm old.
Google Play, yeah.
Um,
Ryan,
Google Play.
stop saying
And then you
that.
can get Wasteland Wars is on the iOS system.
Yeah.
And you're
It's a side
you're
story.
the
Yeah.
main character.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Brimstone.
Good work.
We're out?
Wow, you're good. man.
Yeah.
Is it alright? I'm sorry.
No, that was awesome.
What do you mean? You're a good talker.
No, but seriously, you're
Oh, the
so
show's
Thank you very
great.
much. I appreciate it.
really
Well, for
was.
2 hours.
Amazing.
Hopefully that was alright.
I know that was
No, you're right.
amazing.